People have been beaten down so long, and they feel so betrayed by government.
Well, it's not surprising then that they get bitter and they cling to guns or religion or antipathy towards people who aren't like them, or a way to explain their frustrations.
This is the deed to my ranch, right here. And here is the description of my spring, along with my other assets and description of my ranch. I have half interest in Coyote Springs and Pipeline, period. Here they have a letter sent. It says, as discussed, the two-weep little tuck-up little two-weep holds half interest in White Springs. Now that's correct. Water during the permitted season of use from October 16th to May 15th, 7 months. After this time, the entire flow will be allocated to the two-weep allotment, which is theirs. Now I have a deed for half that water. They're now sending me a letter saying, no, you don't have half the water. You only have a quarter of the water, a little more than a quarter of water. Now they are taking almost another 25% of it. And they say it's theirs, just with a letter. They claim to have exclusive legislative ability and power whatsoever. That means that they can write and create laws and back it up. I'm here at my White Springs. This is my only live water on my ranch, and this is my storage tank here for it. I purchased this with a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And there's been a few fires here in the area. BLM came in here, set up a tank, and they drained it. They took it, just about every bit of it, to use for their own fires to put them out. And without so much as a hidey-ho or to please or we're going to use it, they just set up and they took it. I don't care if they take half of it and take 50,000 gallons of it. They can't take 100,000 gallons of it. It's mine. It's for my cows. I need it. And they didn't pay for it. They didn't ask for it. They just took it. They stole it. And it's not okay. You know, they got tankers, and they got all sorts of choppers, and they can just drop in buckets in the river over there. The Colorado River is only a few miles over there. And me, all I've got is a flatbed that can hold 900 gallons of water. It takes me an hour and a half to 2 hours through rough roads to get water out here. It takes over 200 days just to fill this dang tank. And they just stole it. It's not okay. They take more than half, they better come and ask me. Quit stealing. It's not theirs. You know, if you were to look, this is a huge tank. You know, 100,000 gallons. The water level, if you can fill it, the water level is right there. Warm here, cold here. So you can tell they drain just about all of the tank, and since the summer, we're going into fall now, you know, it's only recovered that much. I need this water. Explain to you what you're looking at, which, because you can't probably see a dang thing down there, is there's two straws or two pipes. And what happens is the lowest pipe takes all the water, and the highest straw gets left out of the water. They have my straw pulled out of the water, and so no water is running down into my lower camp where my reservoir and cows are at this time. Their 7 days to return my 45,000 gallons of water has come and passed, and plus plenty more. And they haven't done that, nor contacted me to make arrangements to restore the water they've taken. I got a little tip that government might be messing with my waters. I've come out here and checked. This tank here has been sabotaged. Never had problems all the years I've ran here. My holding tank up here for my cows also sabotaged. Can't get the water out of the holding tanks into my drinkers. This is the second day I've been out here trying to get my waters running on my tanks. This here is my second tank. It's an apron. It's called a trick tank. The rains come, gathers on this apron, and then it flows down and runs into my holding tank. This is my most crucial tank here. I've been working on it all day. My best guess is that they've dumped in some bentonite or dry concrete, and it's flowed down in. It's plugged my lines. You see, that's my water line coming in. See, it's cut. I've cut it to see why I'm not flowing. There's no flow of water from there up to my tank. They've put something in. Let's plug that up. I was tipped off a very good source. This is the government did this. There's no water in here for days. I followed my cows even in here this morning. Their tracks came in here this morning looking for water. Went back out, no water. When you start messing with water, it keeps your cows alive. That's not okay. I've been following what's happening over in Bend, Oregon with that ranching family over there, the Hammond family. And I'm pretty upset with what the BLM has done to them. Actually, I'm really angry. They had a prescribed burn that was allowed, got off onto 100 acres, burned 100 acres of BLM. Just rangeland, you know, 100 acres. He'll come back just as green next year as ever. They threw him in jail. They fined him tremendous amount of fines. And now it looks like they're facing 5 more years in prison. These are real lives. These are real people. And by dang, I'm angry about it. Here in this area, BLM's good to the ranchers here. They don't have a problem here out on the strip. Some good, decent people there. But the question isn't, are they doing good? The question is, should they have the power to do good? If they've got the power to do good, they got the power to do bad. If they got the power to help, they have the power to destroy. They shouldn't have the power, period. Because look what they're doing over to that family, the Hammond family. It's outrageous. And I'm pretty dang angry about it. I'd like to use a lot stronger language, but my daughters and my wife will probably watch this, and my mom, and so I'll refrain. But dadgummit, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. What you did to that Hammond family up in Bend, Oregon, you sent them to jail. And then they served their time, they got out of jail, and you charged them as terrorists because they're doing a controlled burn, burned 100 acres of what you call your lands of brush. 7 years ago. The land is now more fruitful, more feed on it now because of what they did. You convicted them on a terrorism charge. They served their time, one 3 months, another one a year, and you come back and says, that's not enough. We need more flesh from this good family. And that's what you did. You re-litigated their sentences. Now they've got 5 more years approximately that they got to serve. That's a good family. America, these are good people that are being hurt and destroyed. That rancher in New Mexico they took out. And the ranchers in all other parts of the country that they have taken out, that they're putting pressure on. I know they're putting pressure on one of my neighbors right now over here on the Kaibab. And you know, these are families, these are our livelihoods. This is our grazing rights, this is our heritage. And you want to trample on it?
There's a guy under that tarp there.
There's a 55-year-old rancher from Arizona named LaVoy Finicum. He's got 11 children. He's Mormon, and he came here because he's upset about federal control of vast stretches of land in the West. He says he's not going to pull a gun on them, but if a gun is drawn on him, he's going to point back. And he quote, loves freedom too much to ever be in a cell.
He's coming out of the tarp. Let's take a look at that.
That's LaVoy Finicum right there.
The information may or may not be accurate, but it appeared to be highly credible that 5 warrants were issued for our arrest for me, for Hammond Bundy, for Ryan Bundy, and I'm not sure for the other 2, and by the FBI, federal warrants. And so if that is true, if that is the case, I do not want the FBI, federal agents, have to go running around in the dark, kicking in doors looking for me, okay? I want them to know exactly where I'm at.
So if they come here with an arrest warrant and they try to put cuffs on you, what's your plan?
Well, they're not going to just come up with a guy holding a rifle and put cuffs on him, okay? They're not going to do that.
What do you think they're going to do, and what are you prepared to do?
Well, I hope that they go home. That's what I hope they do.
Let's presume that they're not. Let's presume that if there's not already a warrant out for your arrest, you are breaking the law occupying this federal property. So perhaps at some point there will certainly be a warrant. When that warrant comes down, when that arrest comes, what do you intend to do in response?
I have been raised in the country all my life. I love dearly to feel the wind on my face, to see the sunrise, to see the moon, in the night. I have no intention of spending any of my days in a concrete box. And so I will, whatever days, and I believe that there'll be many, and hopefully prosperous days to come, I will spend them riding my horses, trying to take care of my cows, and that's what I will do. But I will not spend it in a box.
If they come here and try to arrest you, they
Yes.
point a gun at you, they try to put cuffs on you, how far are you willing to take this?
Well, don't point a gun at me. You don't point a gun at somebody unless you're going to shoot them. That's the first thing your thought is, yeah, don't point guns at people. And so, I'm telling them right now, don't point guns at me. People may think that I'm anti-government or I'm anarchist, and I'm certainly not. I believe in government. I believe in the federal government. We need the federal government. How else are we going to protect our country, protect our borders, keep commerce regular amongst the states? That's what the federal government's for. Unfortunately, they seem to be doing a poor job about our country and our borders. I believe in government. I believe in the federal government. We need the federal government, but in their proper place. They need to be controlled by the confines of the law.